following program is for adult audiences only.
I can see in your eyes that you've been lying by the hour. I'm always wrong and you're right. I know that's your superpower. I know you're sneaking out at midnight. It's hard for me to realize. Got me feeling jealous while you're careless when you're with your new lover. And every time I see you running out of your door, no matter what you say, swear that I've seen it before. I feel some kind of way, kicking like it's on the floor. You got me coming back for more and you drive me insane. I know you got so many issues, I ain't trying to fix you, cause you know I just can't get enough of your loving. And every time I kiss you, hate who I turn into. No point in taking cover, I know there ain't no other. I know you got your issues, I ain't trying to fix so many issues. Ain't trying to fix you. Cry me a river, right as you pivot. You be the sinner and me believer. Why so criminal? What you wishing for? You call it love, 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 love. Breaking it down, shaking inside and running your mouth. I'm done with the frown, oh, but shit, you turn it around. You and all your lies, oh, oh. But every time I see you running out of your door, no matter what you say, swear that I've seen it before. I feel some kind of way, kicking like it's on the floor. You got me coming back for more and you drive me insane. I know you got so many issues, I ain't trying to fix you, cause you know I just can't get enough of your loving. And every time I kiss you, hate who I turn into. No point in taking cover, I know there ain't no other. I know you got your issues, I ain't trying to fix so many issues. I know you got so many issues, I ain't trying to fix you, cause you know I just can't get enough of your loving. And every time I kiss you, hate who I turn into. No point in taking cover, I know there ain't no other. I know you got your issues, I ain't trying to fix so many issues. I ain't trying to fix.
Call your friends and make a plan. Let's have ourselves a date. No promises or consequence. We have no time to waste. We go from London to Paris, city to state. Drive 100 miles an hour, staying out too late. Living life as a nomad, take it day by day. Cause there's no one to tell us what to do. I want the sunny days to shine a light on me. Can't let them go to waste. They feel so far away when all the sky is gray. I miss the sunny days. Don't speed ahead, relax instead. Let time show you the way. Don't complicate or hesitate. Enjoy your sunny day. We go from London to Paris, city to state. Drive 100 miles an hour, staying out too late. Living life as a nomad, take it day by day. Cause there's no one to tell us what to do. I want the sunny days to shine a light on me. Can't let them go to waste. They feel so far away when all the sky is gray. I miss the sunny days.
and welcome, everyone. Time for another episode of the Flavorist Diary. Holy moly, I am discombobulated again. There's the thumbnail. Oh, diggity dog, diggity. Sorry, folks, I cut the grass before we did the show today. So, did my usual routine of getting the show scheduled, and I'm like, I got an hour and a half before I have to do the show. I think I'm going to go and cut the grass, get that over and done with before it gets too warm outside. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Summertime is here, and it's time to start whittling away at your checklist of to-do things that have been putting off all winter long. And, well, it's also time for us to start getting into different groups of different flavorings. And, well, my wife asked me, she's like, what are you gonna do as a review for today? And I'm like, you know what? Might as well start with A. A is for apple. So let's get all the apples out and let's take a look and see, what are these apples like that we have in our inventory? Are they actually representative of a true apple like you go to the grocery store and get? Because if you want to be honest about it, there's like dozens of different kinds of apples. They all have like their own kind of tart level. They all have their sweetness level. And actually, if you want to be totally honest with it, you also have a level of actual apple flavor that you can recognize. Some of the apples are actually sweet but kind of tasteless. Other ones, are kind of sour. And then they change when you bake them. That apple characteristic, if you get yourself a very tart apple that stands proud as a realistic apple, that's not going to work very good for you in like an apple pie recipe or in a strudel or a tart. And obviously there are a bunch of flavorings that are apple related, but aren't actually apple because they're baked apple products. Your apple pie recipes, your a la modes and stuff. We've got a whole host of them. Matter of fact, I had to go and make a list for myself just to, figure this out. And anybody can do this, actually. If you think about it, you just go to your ELR, bring up your flavor stash, and then just type in apple in the quick find. And unfortunately, there is no easy way to narrow this down because one of the problems you have here is like, I've got all the apples listed. And that's cool and dandy. But you also have things like pineapple has the word apple in it. There's no easy way to, scratch that from your list. But these are all the different apples that I have in my repertoire with, 866 flavors that's in the stash. So I took and basically copied and pasted that into a Word document so that we got a better idea of what we're going to do. And I sorted them out. I took the ones that are actually apple flavors and put them at the top. Now, we also have apple-esque flavors that are natural and are great in fruit recipes, but you wouldn't put them into a baked apple recipe, or maybe you would. We'll find out once we actually taste them. But like you have Thai apple and cactus apple. Those two flavors are very unique, are great as enhancers. And I mean, unless you're in the East Asian area, do you know what a Thai apple tastes like? What it's supposed to taste like? How accurate is this one? I don't know. I don't think I'll ever actually try a Thai apple. And then you have the ones that are actually desserts and other variations of the apple. We have apple butter. I've tried that one before. Was not impressed with it. It does not taste like apple butter. No matter how much sweetness you put in there, it just is totally absent of that brown sugar baked apple flavor that is actual apple butter. You have apple candy. We have apple filling. You have apple pie from Flavor Art. We have apple snacks from Capella Silverline. I haven't tried that one yet. We have cinnamon apple pie from SSA. And we have the piece de resistance that everybody told me was going to be the best apple pie flavor ever, Pure Elm Country Apple. And don't get me wrong, it's good. But I don't think it's the bee's knees to apple pie. I've used it in the recipes. It still has like this fresh apple characteristic to it, and the cinnamon is kind of like standing off in a distance. It doesn't taste like what you would taste if you were to, make a homemade apple pie and then, cut a slice of that out, put it on your plate, and you take the first bite of that very first section when you get hardly any crust at all, just the cinnamon and the glaze and the baked apple, and you go and you taste that, and it's like, that's not country apple. That's what I expected country apple to taste like, that first bite of an apple pie that you just pulled out of the oven. And like I said, it's good, but it's not the bee's knees to apple pies. Hey, Bastard, hello and welcome. Mongo1003, hello and welcome. Awesome to have all you guys here. So, we're going to have to break the Apple segment or the Apple show into 2 parts. I took a look at it and I'm like, okay, what do we have here? Well, I have 10 actual apple flavors, and then I have 10 flavors that are apple-esque. And that includes the Thai and the cactus apple too. So we'll do those next week. But for this week, I literally right before the show pulled this out. The flip doesn't work when I'm in the DJ booth. I have to go to the other scene when I'm full screen. Anyway, so this is what we're going to mess around with today. We're just going to try these 10 apple flavors. And as I did last week, I'm going to actually smell them and taste them. And we're going to knuckle test them. But I'm not actually going to make the little tester bottles. I'll do that after the show so that I can, leave it sit there and then evaluate it a week or two later. Today's just trying to do a comparison and a quick analysis of these apples, because this is something I've realized I need to do when I'm trying to develop a recipe. Like, somebody asks or says something like, they had this for dessert or something. I'm like, oh, I bet that would taste really good as a vape. And then you come home and you tinker around with your stuff and you try and make it. Then you get something that has like an off taste and you're like, which one of my flavorings gave me that off taste? Or was it a combination of 2 things that did that funk that wasn't present? So I've learned very quickly, and the best idea ever was making a 70-30 VG bottle with just 2% super sweet in it. And I know it's a kind of high value compared to what our liquids normally are, but I figure by the time I have just a drop of this, and then I add a drop of the flavoring onto it, then I can get a realistic presentation of what that flavor is supposed to taste like. And I've done that before where I was trying to make a recipe, and I'm like, wait a minute, I really don't know these flavors that are in here. Let me get that one out and go through and analyze the recipe and go, okay, let me get the pineapples out and compare the different pineapples and see, maybe I should sub out this pineapple for that pineapple, because this pineapple might have funk to it or might have an earthy flavor to it or may taste more like the skin of a pineapple than it does, a canned pineapple slice. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to do a simple flavor test on there. We'll mix up a random recipe, and then we're going to break it off for today and let you guys go and enjoy your beautiful weekend that we have ahead of us. I've got a whole list of things to do, get checked off. Swapping the kitchen faucet out. I already got the grass cut, thank goodness. I've got 2 more products that are in the queue being reviewed currently. And if you haven't checked out the latest videos I uploaded, after the show or sometime this weekend, go to the channel and check them out. We got the beautiful Hyperion. I did a long-term review on that, 3 months long. Absolutely fantastic. A hard hitter. I totally understand why there's some people out there that are total fanatics for mech mods. And there's absolutely no sign of the finish on this starting to get any kind of patina to it or whatever. It looks identical to when I first unboxed it 3 months ago. And I'll let you go check out the rest of the stuff. You guys are here for the mixing stuff, so let's get right to it. Let's jump to the overhead thing. I need to pick the right scene. There we go. Oh my goodness. And yes, I do not have the lights on yet because it's summertime. It's hot. This room would never be able to actually cool off appropriately. And if it was cool, like there's been plenty of times on the vlog where, I start off nice, 70-degree temperature inside the house. And by the time I got done with the show, it's over 80 in the studio. Rest of the house is still relatively cool. Neil Pitts, hello and welcome. But this studio with all these studio lights and stuff, and then both computers running, man, that heat really generates a lot of uncomfortable sensations in here. All right, so what do we have today? I have Flavor West Double Apple. I have Liquid Barn's Green Apple. I have 2 apples from Inawera. I've got TFA's Fuji Apple. I've got Capella's Fuji Apple. And I have Flavor's Fuji Apple. And then we've got a Flavor's Apple that I've used quite extensively in probably half a dozen different recipes. There's a green apple from Flavors. There's a green apple from Capella. And we have double apple from Capella. So let's try and group these things together. And I'm going to take the double apple and the 2 apples. I guess trying to start with the least of them. So let's go with just the straight up apple from Flavors as our first one to try, since I've done this one before. This one has a very strong odor of straight up PG on the nose. Mouthfeel, you get that pectin component of the apple. And when you exhale, it's just like you sliced up some apples and you sit there eating them. And as soon as you got done swallowing, that whole odor that you would have experienced right at that moment is exactly what this apple is like. It's not astringent on the tongue at all. It's kind of like a Macintosh apple if I had to pick a variety of apple. And when you put the flavoring into a drop of sweetened VGPG, it's pure apple meat flavor. Like you skin an apple and you're sitting there eating that. Or if you were to go to like McDonald's and got a little apple as a side item in like a Happy Meal, that's exactly what this one tastes like. Very, very true to what the name is, apple. And it's kind of ironic because it's like, if you wanted a very, very simplistic apple, Flavor's apple hits the nail on the head. Exactly what you would expect. Then we go on to the Fuji apples. We've got Flavors and we have Capella's Fuji apple here. Some people get some funk from this Capella's Fuji apple. This also has a very similar characteristic, if in fact this is actually a stronger version of that apple. You're also kind of getting the scent of like, if you had a bowl of apple skins, that's what this one kind of smells like right out of the bottle. It's not astringent on the palate. It's a sweeter characteristic to it, and it also kind of has a little tobacco note that I've been able to identify in there, and it's just kind of weird when you bite into that, and it's just like, apple is not something that I've traditionally associate with tobacco unless you're talking about pipe tobacco. Now, when you talk about pipe tobacco, you can get all kinds of beautiful flavors in there. Adding it to the VG, the sweetness I have in here at 2% is too much for this Fuji apple. The mouthfeel is not as meaty as you would expect it to be from the way it smells. It's kind of like I don't want to say an apple cider, because if I say apple cider, you guys are going to think of like an alcoholic beverage apple cider, or an apple cider in the fall. You'd have to go to a farm to get this kind of an apple cider, where it's literally just pressed apples, sweetened a little bit, and then a hint of cinnamon added to it. Not that there's any cinnamon in this, but it kind of has that apple cider-esque component to it. Fresh apple juice. Freshly made. If you were to take an apple and throw it through a juicer, that's what this would taste like. This Fuji apple. Very good. And then we got one from Flavors. It's a Fuji apple. Very similar. A little more fragrant, a little more pungent than the Capella apple. It has a different mouthfeel to it, though. Part of my tongue is starting to feel a little bit of that astringency. It's like there's more skin in this flavoring than there was in the Capella. And it's actually kind of like more like a macerated apple. It has that skin characteristic to it, like you took and you ground that skin up and you had that as part of your apple. It's very good, but it's completely different than just the plain apple. This is a lot heavier on the skin than this one is. And the Capella Fuji apple is very similar to the Flavors Fuji apple. More of the meaty characteristic to it. And I can't believe how much my mouth is salivating too. It's that total apple mouthfeel between these combinations of the ones I've already just tried. It's not a tartness. It's not a sourness. It's that pectin mouthfeel from the apples. Very, very enjoyable. All right, so next moving on, I guess we should take a look at the double apple, and we should take a look at the two apples from Inawera. This one is from Flavor West, and see what she's like. I've used this once since I've got it in a recipe, and that's it. This has a different odor to it. Still reminiscent of the PG that's in there, but there's a lighter note in it. It's not as heavy as the smell from the other one. This one kind of tastes like you took the apple and the double apple, concentrated it a little bit more, and put them together. And the mouthfeel is actually affecting the roof of my mouth. Cheryl Demers, hello and welcome. William Dobson, hello and welcome. Neil Pitts, hello and welcome. Yeah, this came from a flavor distributor in Michigan. I had heard that the person that ran it passed away, and the kids are fighting over the store now, so they're closed. Well, they figure out who's going to do what. I'm not sure I really like that. I made some homemade apple butter one time before. We had a bunch of apples that were starting to get overripe. It was like, we bought a bushel of them, and we came home and we made apple pie out of it the one time, and we were eating apples, and it just finally got to the point where it was like, we needed to do something with the rest of these apples here before we end up having to pitch them into the compost pile. And this reminds me of the time that we did that. We ran through, we juiced it all and put a gallon of apple juice into the fridge, and then we just took the meaty characteristics that came out of the juicer, the skins that were ground up, and the meat that was left of the apple. And then we took some of the apples and we actually ran them through the food processor just to chop them all up and put that into a big pot. And we were cooking that down to start the apple butter. That's what this mouthfeel and taste and characteristic reminds me of, is that smell and the look of that macerated apples. Now, granted, they were just freshly cut, so it's not technically macerated. They weren't actually starting to break down yet. But it's got that whole meaty mouthfeel. It's definitely apple-esque. It's not quite baked yet, but it is not a fresh apple. And it's kind of like an overripe apple. That's Flavorist Double Apple. Interesting. All right, time to move on to Innoware's 2 apples. Literally just got this one in from Bull City. Ooh, that one smells so much better. Oh, wow. This smells like I know what this smells like. This smells like down in Tennessee, there's Apple Barn is the name of the store that's down there. This farm is nothing but apple orchards, right? And you can walk in there and you can literally get apple anything. Apple jam, apple butter, apple juice, apple cider, you name it. If you can come up with a way to get apple into something, apple gummies, you name it, the whole 9 yards. You can Google it, Apple Barn in Tennessee. This is exactly what that store smells like when you walk in. Even the candles that they sell there are all different apple scented ones. What an amazing experience. Very, very potent and concentrated. That one drop on that. Oh, that's way better. That one drop of that Innoware's Double Apple on my normal drop of sweetened VGPG was way too concentrated. Taking another one of just the VGPG to kind of like dilute that flavor down in my mouth. Oh, this is so gorgeous. This one actually smells like apple butter. If you were to open up a fresh jar of it and take a nice whiff of it, that's exactly what this smells like. The mouthfeel is completely different than any of the other apples that we've had out there. And the flavor is just continuing to linger in my mouth. If you were to take a candle and burn that in your living room, an apple pie flavor, one of the most fragrant and pungent candles you can get your hands on, that's the odor I'm smelling right now, just from the knuckle test of this Innoware Double Apple. It's probably the strongest apple flavor I have tried to date. It's very, very interesting. It doesn't taste like a fresh apple either, though. It tastes like, apple candle smell. But in a good way. Not in a disgusting or why would somebody want to taste that kind of way. It's more of an odor, and that odor translates into perceptions for flavors. I don't want to get into the science aspect of this because this is more about, conveying my personal experience of tasting these. It's good. All right, well, I didn't go and test the TFA Fuji apple, so let's give that a little crackdown. This kind of smells like the Capella Fuji apple. Definitely different than the Inaware double apple. Ooh. Concentrated, chemically, not pleasant. Part of my tongue is starting to actually go numb from it. It's amazing what just a little sweetened VGPG can do to these flavorings when you knuckle test them. It's like a magical transformation inside your mouth and your nose. As this is washing those concentrated flavors and diluting them down, there's so many aromatic compounds that are being released right now that totally sell this as an apple. This is more like if you were to peel and cut a bunch of apples, like you're getting ready to have a summer picnic or something, and you're doing this like for your family coming over to visit, and you guys are going to go out on a picnic table, and you were going to put out a bowl of fresh apples for people to sit there and snack on. That's exactly what this smells like. And it tastes like apples that have been left out for like an hour or so after you peel them. And if you didn't put lemon juice on them, they started to turn a little brown. Wow. That is really good. Of my Fuji apples, I honestly think the TFA one is my favorite. Let's try the two together. Not quite as strong as the Inaware 2 apples, but it is definitely more concentrated Fuji apple than either Capella or Flavors. I actually need to make a bottle of this without any sweetener in it, because that sucralose right now is the primary dominant flavor in my mouth. And I'm sure that there's some subtleties and nuances in this TFA that I'm just not getting now. This one definitely needs to make a little bottle, a little tester bottle, and figure out what the actual percentage is that it breaks down into. How do you get it to be close in strength to like the Capella or to the Flavors? Next one, we have Liquid Barn Green Apple. We have Capella's Green Apple. And the last one that we're going to take a look at here is Flavor's Green Apple. And I haven't used that one yet. I have used this one. Use that in one of the recipes. Another chemically smell. It doesn't smell like apples of any kind. I need to wash my palate off. It still surprises me all the time. When I'm going and tasting some of these flavors right there, and you go and you take a swig of your coffee, how the flavors that you just got done tasting completely alters the flavor of your coffee. This is another one of those occurrences where it's just like, I have a regular brew coffee. It's my standard Amazon Colombian blend K-Cup, brewed in a Keurig, and it's just half and half creamer in there. So it's just your average cup of coffee, right? After tasting those ones and taking a swig of this tastes like a dark roast coffee. A dark roast flat white. That's exactly what this tastes like. All right, let's try this again. Green apple. It's a very interesting combination. I still have that coffee in my mouth. All right, I need some water. Hold on. I need to flush my palate off. Much better. Coffee's gone. That numb feeling in my tongue and the roof of my mouth. The roof of my mouth is just about gone. Still a little bit of that sensation on the center of my tongue. You had concentrated flavoring on there. Okay. Nose is clear. This is completely different than all the other apples I've smelled. It actually has like a shoe polish smell to it. Or I've got some wax here that you're supposed to use to polish your stabwood mods. It's kind of like that. Ooh. Yuck. Very astringent on the palate. And it's got some funky off note to it. Shoe leather. My tongue is literally going numb. But when you combine it with sweetened VGPG, it tastes like a green apple. A very artificial green apple, almost like a Jolly Rancher green apple. You could literally take this, use it as a one shot with 2% super sweet and maybe a little cotton candy so you get some ethyl maltol in there so you have multiple different kind of sweeteners in your mouth. And that would be a Jolly Rancher. A green apple Jolly Rancher. Might have to put some sour in there. Might have to put some malic acid in there to sell it if you wanted a sour apple. It's my least favorite apple flavor. And they say this is pretty strong because they suggest using it at 3%. I wish all the flavoring companies did that, you know? Give you a starting percentage to go off of. Granted, some people are going to be higher, some people are going to be lower, but at least it would give you an idea of how potent that flavor is. Craig D, hello and welcome. Dion Troy, hello and welcome. Awesome to have you here. All right, so all we got left is Flavor's Green Apple and Capella's Green Apple. Literally cracking the seal on Flavor's Green Apple. Very subtle. That does smell good. It smells like a fresh apple. A fresh Granny Smith apple. You were just cutting that up, hand cutting it up. You're going to leave the skins on it. You can throw that into a pie crust. That's what this smells like. Very concentrated. I thought there was going to be some funk there. Nah. It's just concentrated meatiness of an apple. .2% sweetener is too sweet for that green apple. It's a much more nuanced, subtle green apple flavor. Literally, I'm just picturing Granny Smith apples. peeled, and getting ready to throw it into a pie. I want to even say like there's like this very, very subtle brown sugar note to it, which is ironic because you wouldn't expect that with the green apple. Granny Smith apples are very, very tart. And 2% sweetness totally kills any kind of potential tartness to this. Try this. Hold on. I'm going to try this with just some VG. Wow. That's probably the most realistic green apple flavor. Let me refresh my memory of what Capella tastes like. It's been a while. Completely different smell. It almost has a lemon smell to it. That's exactly what this smells like. This smells like you cut and peeled a bowl of apples. Not Granny Smith, like one of the sweeter green apples that are out there. You cut and peeled that, threw it into a bowl, and then you took a lemon, sliced it in half, and squeezed some of that lemon juice on there to try and stop it from going brown. And then mixed it up with a spoon to equally distribute that acidic lemon juice on there. That's what Capella's green apple smells like. Right out of the bottle. Ooh, is that tart? Oh my goodness. Yes, and there's definitely a lemon-esque or a sourness to it. I gotta stop using the sweetener. I need to just use the VG. Uh-oh. Did I overdo it? One drop. Something's not right about this green apple. It's definitely got some citric acid to it. Some lemony smells. It's kind of wanting to be a sour green apple. It's trying to be, but it's not like a Granny Smith apple. It's got the same meaty characteristics all these other apple flavors have to it. Also has kind of like that brown apple characteristic to it. Here I've been using these apple flavors this whole time, all these years, and not really knowing what that's doing to the recipe. I do not really have an apple in my repertoire here from these selections that I've just tasted. If I wanted to make like, have you guys ever tried squeezed green apple? Squeezed green apple is the most realistic apple flavor e-liquid I have ever vaped. It has the true meaty characteristics to an apple. It has like this skin characteristic to it. And it's not a muddled mess. It's just a beautiful, sweet apple. I could see half of these ones being good to try and make an apple juice flavor. Especially if you used a couple of them together. but none of them is going to give you as beautiful of a vape or as accurate of an apple presentation as squeezed green apple. If you ever see it in the store, that's one, if you like apple flavor, pick up a bottle of that and you'll see what I'm talking about. It blew me away when I tried that. It is the most accurate representation of a fresh apple in a vape ever. And I have no clue how they did it. Now the question is, what other apples don't I have in my repertoire that perhaps I need to pick up if I really want to have an accurate representation of an apple? Or is there some combination of fruits that I can use to bend these apples to taste more realistic? If I had to pick a name for the residual smell and taste in my mouth, I would say green apple. But the experience of that is so foreign and different than squeezed green apple was when I vaped that bottle. The name of the place, Fairview Park, Ohio. Fog Vapory. That's where I picked that bottle up at. I'll have to go over there. I'll have to go back there and see if he still has some. That's one of those ones where I would love to be able to create a clone of it. Squeeze green apple. Let's take a look at ELR and see what other apples are out there that I do not have. I love sitting here experimenting, tinkering and playing with stuff. And if it wasn't for this show, I probably wouldn't have the commitment to keep doing this week after week after week. It's not like sitting here and opening a brand new shiny, modern tank or something like that. Doing a review on that. This one actually takes a little bit of commitment and time and thinking. All right, what we got? Let's go to flavor list. And we'll type in apples and see what else is out there. Holy cow, 154 pages of apples. Flavor West double apple, I got that one. Flavora apple, I do not have. Very nice apple flavor, non-apple juice, which is what I get from most apple flavorings. I could see how people do that, but I mean, to find some really good freshly squeezed apple juice is a completely different experience than going to the store and buying a jar of apple juice. The sweetness is so different. They literally purify the heck out of the stuff in the stores and then just concentrate it down. And then they add some sugar to it, some sweetener or high fructose corn syrup, and then add some water to it to bring it up to their consistent level of apple juice flavor. Nothing like running a juicer, an apple through a juicer. A lot of these ones, that meaty characteristic, that's why I could identify, because I've juiced apples before. Sweet and fresh gives the impression of a bit of super juicy red apple. No dull, bitter taste in that one. Seems to have when you eat it. This is refreshing. Well, that's one that I'm going to have to add to my wish list. See, this is a little problem we're having here with single flavor testing these. Oh my goodness! I moved Stanton out of the way. Brian Ferguson, hello and welcome. Hope you're having a magnificent Friday. All right, so we single flavor tested 10 different kinds of apples that I have here, and I came to realize that I do not have an accurately representable apple in my inventory. So I'm like, well, I'm missing something. Here's one. Need to order someday. Okay, Flavorist apple. Definitely need to get this one. Jungle flavor. Flavorica, that's in Awera. They have a single apple. I do not have that one. I know I like their double apple, but I wonder if this apple is more realistic and not quite so meaty. What else? What else is there out there? Oh, I got flavors there. We got some Fuji apples, Granny Smith. There's people that have made Granny Smith. Yeah, this must be a small mixer that came with it. Num Nums has a green apple. I wonder what that one tastes like. Camino Vatic has apple. I've got 2 Camino Vatic flavors here. I ordered them for Pippa's Lemon Bakehouse Queen recipe. Okay, I'm not going to go through 154 pages of this. This is just wild. TPA has a tart Granny Smith apple. Holy cow. And there's toffee apples. Disappointed. I'm very disappointed with my selection of apples. I honestly thought I was going to find something today that can legit be a single flavor one shot if I wanted to taste a pure apple or even an apple juice. The stuff I have here, I don't think would make a very good apple juice. It's kind of like, I did have an apple juice the one time I tried. Matter of fact, the first cruise I went on, I took a bottle of that with me. I nicked it up and took it with me, and I was like, I don't like it. If it was made with one of these, I can understand totally why. Disappointed. All right, well, that's why we do a random recipe at the end of the show. Oh, country,
Attention
country
everyone.
apple
According to
one.
Neil Pitts,
But it's
country
not an
apple,
apple pie.
Purulum, is my favorite apple to use. That is all.
I've got a 120 ml bottle of it. We'll take a look at that next week when we look at all the different other varieties of not real apples. I thought these 10 that we were looking at today were all going to be real apples. Big letdown. The double apple, the two apples from Innerwear are probably the most accurate apple profile. But it's artificial, and I wish I could figure out what the missing component was, because I get the meaty characteristic to it. I get the skin. It's like, what's missing? There's something. I'm missing like a juicy or an apple juice flavor to it. Even that other apple I tasted, it was more like an apple butter before you actually cook it down than it was an actual bite of a fresh apple. So we got 10 flavors that we looked at this week. We got 10 flavors for next week. I think it's time that we do a random recipe and try and make the whole day worthwhile. Maybe we'll have something fantastic I can vape for the weekend.
Attention everyone. According to Neil Pitts, Alex got the flip side squonk in this week. It's nice. That is all.
Awesome. I'm so happy for you. It sounds like it's going to be a great weekend for you. Trying out a new skunk mod? That's fantastic. All right, so let's see what we can make today. Maybe we'll find something that's got a apple flavor to it. Maybe somebody can bend these apples into being more realistic. Or maybe the combination of them with other flavorings yield something that the apple flavor remains and can stand proud with other ingredients. I tried to Google in that GBC line that you had mentioned, Tan Hut, and I got George Beverage Company. It was the only thing it came up with. There was nothing else there. Yeah, I could probably put some sour in with the green apple, and it would get a little bit closer to a Granny Smith. But search for term. Let's search for apple as our term. Since those are the flavors that we're trying, let's see what we got here. Hippie Vapes Mango Delight V2. Hey, where's the apple? I thought we were looking for apples. Does look a good recipe, though. Banana Raw from VSO. Mango from Bull City Flavors. Oh, is that a really good mango? I am very, very happy with the Bull City Flavors flavors that they got. Ordered their flavor pack, and we tried that out a couple episodes ago. Peach is really good. The blue raspberry is fantastic. It's better than Liquid Barnes. I know some people out there hate Liquid Barnes. Blue raspberry. I use that as my all-day vape. I would add, sweet strawberry to it. I tried adding orange to it. I've done a whole bunch. I add some lemonade to it. I have a blue raspberry lemonade. It does look a good recipe, though. Then again, it was made by Hippie Vapes. Of course it's a good recipe. What else we got? Apple. I searched for apple. Banana tropical cherry. Pineapple. Oh, so it's also bringing the same problem here. Pineapple is one of the ingredients that's going to keep coming. Gas cap. I keep seeing people post this recipe on Facebook. Everybody's talking about how fantastic this recipe is. Where's mine? We mixed this up. Not last week. I think the week before. I wonder if I threw it in the bottle for one of the ladies when I sent her package out. We got SSA Fudge Milkshake. Banango Orange Smoothie. We have Raspberry Gummy. We have Southern Banana Pudding V2. Crispy Monkey.
News just in. According to a bastard, Splonkin is the future. Now back to your regularly scheduled content of Mixin' and Chillin'.
Splonkin is the future, and the future is now. Here we go, man. Here's Gas Cap, Advocate for Liberty. Done by Rocky Toony. Man, that is pretty good. It's got double apple right in it. From Capella at 2%. We've got 2% of glazed donut. 4% of sticky bun, 3.5% of sweet strawberry, and 2% of vanilla custard. We mix this up on the Flavorist Diary episode 5 on March 27th. All right, I need a dripper. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a dripper out. I'm gonna open up a brand new one, and we're gonna taste this one. Is if it tastes as good as it does on the knuckle, if it vapes as good as it does on the knuckle, I might have to make me a 60 ml bottle for the next week to switch up with what I've been vaping on. I mean, I love my Slurricane, don't get me wrong, but I was a little disappointed when I mixed it up with the sucralose that I made in the Neotame, because it just didn't have the right sweetness. It wasn't the same without that sweetness being in there properly. And I was able to fix it by adding 50% more sweetener into it. So maybe the Super Sweet from Purellum and Capella is actually like a 14 milligram or 14 or 15% solution.
Attention everyone.
But yeah.
According to Neil Pitts, here's a recipe. I use apple in http://tjek.nu/r/ktkl. That is all.
Cool. We'll take a look at it here in a moment. I'm going to rip open this Tsunami, because I picked up 2 of these suckers for the Flavorist Diary, so that I can have a couple of them and be able to compare things side by side using the exact same setup. Let's get this one opened up and wicked up, because I really want to give this gas cap a try. Does this come with coils? Oh, it don't matter. I'll use mine. There's the one last week. The pink one. I got a gold one. There's a black one here too somewhere. Southern banana pudding. That's not bad. I kind of like it. It's got a nice banana cream characteristic to it now. Quit getting distracted.
Attention everyone. According to Neil Pitts, wrong recipe, sorry recipe. That is all.
That's okay. Yeah, that's right. These ones do have the different coils in them, so let's break out the set to come with it. That's right, they don't come with coils. So I do have to use mine anyway. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I was going to have the same coils in this one as what's in the other one already. It's not 10 out of 10 for flavor, I'll tell you that. This Tsunami. But it is pretty damn good. And considering this only set me back $15 when I placed my order from SourceMore, it took like a month to get here. But it got here, perfectly fine. And for $15, I definitely had to pick up 2 more of these. My classic NNK coils. I never thought I was actually going to empty this box. Good thing I ordered a couple more boxes. There's 100 pieces, 100 coils in this box when I ordered it. It was only like $22. What are we looking at? Flathead. I wish my eyesight was still as good as it was when I was a little kid. I always wore glasses my entire life, but...
Attention everyone. According to Neil Pitts, here the right one http://tjek.nu/r/km2q. I vape this all the time. My teep side dual stays full with it. That is all.
Oh, that's right. We got to prep the coils. We got to turn them sideways. Otherwise, it's going to crush. It's going to crush these leads. That's right. All right, all right. Pull out my coily tool from the coil factory. 3 millimeter. Very nice. Get my non-marring nylon pliers. Give these things a proper twist. Cool. I'll do the other one while we're here. Very nice. Toss this inside of there. Come on. Find a slot. Crank down on that one. We'll crank down on this one. We'll straighten her out a little bit. This is the only problem with the coily tool. I have to switch to the coiling rod. That's better.
Attention everyone. According to Neil Pitts, I need some of those pliers. Where did you get them, Alex? That
Amazon. Like everything else I buy. I think I got a set of 2 of these, and I think it was like $14 or something, but I bought this like 5 years ago. I'm sure they still have these on there. These are the non-marring pliers that jewelers use to make custom jewelry and to crimp things together and stuff. I actually have a whole jeweler's tool. It has a bunch of tapering rods on it. It's got pliers that actually have the round rings on them, and I figured I was going to need them whenever I start making my own coils, but once I got the kit, it was like, I didn't really need this. There's very little practical use for our needs. However, down in the basement or in the garage, you know, for your light that you have suspended from the ceiling with chain links, that would be a good tool to use to shorten up your stuff or add new links. You could literally make your own. All right. Very good. We'll get our pliers in there and make sure we only cut what we're supposed to cut. This is going to be the fun one because it's clear at the bottom. How we ohming out there? 0.13. We are level. How's the airflow line up? Go up just a little more before we draw burn them in. This one's taller than the other one. That's better. All right. should work beautifully. Give him a nice quick dry burn here. Gotta love nichrome heating up. Very distinct smell. We're getting there. Who popped in there? Fina Colada, hello and welcome.
Attention everyone.
Bob
According
Christian,
to
hello and
Neopets,
welcome.
everyone gets mad at me because they want to use some of my tools I bought for vape, and I tell them no, don't want them touching anything but vape gear. That is all.
Yeah. Years and years ago, you know, back when all of my friends used to do the repair on their own vehicles and stuff, anytime any one of them had something that went wrong, all these suckers, all they ever bought was a basic socket set, right? Maybe a couple pliers and stuff like that. They'd get in the middle of a project and they're like, dude, can I come over and like look through your tools? I need something here and I don't know exactly what I need, but I know what I can put together to be able to access this nut or this bolt I can't get to with the stuff I got. I'm like, yeah, come on over. Didn't do that for very long because a lot of my stuff never got brought back. Or they would bring back some of it and they're like, don't even realize it. Wait a minute. I know before your project, I had 6 extensions in here of all different sizes. All 6 of them were a unique size. You know, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4, the whole 9 yards. Well, when you brought your stuff back, there's only 3 of them in there. I haven't done any projects since you borrowed the tools. Go look in your garage for these 3 extensions. Oh yeah, sorry man, I forgot. I didn't know. I thought those were mine. Uh-huh. Very, very nice. Darren D, hello and welcome. I don't have luck with apple recipes. The apple seems overpowering. Well, you have to let me know if you've got apple flavors that I didn't test today, because I'm not happy with the apples I got. They work, especially the Inawera one. Inawera 2 apples. But nothing that truly tastes like an apple I expected them to taste like. None of them are 100% realistic. Best I can get out of them is a processed apple flavor. Where's my scissors? Oh, there she is. Snip. Snip. Drop her down. Here's my pointy tweezers. Pick, tuck. Amazing when you have the right tools how quick and easy stuff goes. I could be fiddle fannying around with the ceramic tweezers. Daniel's the one that got me to find these. Because in his reviews, he would always say, take your pointy tweezers. I'm like, what, pointy tweezers? I don't have pointy tweezers. So that was the first thing I had to pick up. I'm like, wait a minute, where do I get them at? Naturally, Amazon. Where else do I get my stuff from? All right. Just here tinkering around. Gas cap. Let's try this. She smells good. It's funny because I just got done testing all those apple flavors, so like that's like the most prominent scent I'm getting from this. This kind of does remind me of that Salty Man apple juice smell. All right, where are we at with airflow? We got the little notch tabs in there that this has to align with. Match those ones up. If you want to go the whole way down. And then adjustable airflow, very nice. I haven't visited this one in a while. The Arc Fox. A nice smock mod. Come on. Pop open. And throw some old brown batteries in there. Blue and gold. My old high school colors. All right, where are we at? New coil. .15. Well, we're going to need more power than that. Wattage is locked. Unlocked. There's 60 watts at start. Drip away, my friend. Make sure we move it around. Ooh, is that tasty? That's a very unusual combination, apple and strawberry. Jean-Philippe Carton, hello and welcome. Mallory Gates, hello and welcome. Sorry for being quiet, just getting my garden baskets ready. Hey, don't feel bad, man. I cut the grass right before the show today, so my hair's a mess. I figured nobody's going to care. That is pretty tasty. It's got donut flavor in it. It's got sticky bun flavor in it. That apple does taste like an apple filling. It doesn't taste like an apple filled donut though. It's just those flavors keep bouncing around in my mouth. There's like this creamy pudding characteristic to this liquid. The dominant smell is the apple, but I'm not getting any of that apple meaty flavor that I did when I single flavor tested the stuff that's in there. We single flavor tested double apple today from Capella. I never would have thought of using donut and sticky bun together. Which is actually kind of weird because that's what a sticky bun is. It's actually a donut covered in glaze. Very, very, very slight hint of honey. But it's more like an actual sticky bun. Sweetness, mouthfeel, especially the tip of my tongue. You know what? I want to make another bottle of this one. It's going to have to steep a while because of the vanilla custard that's in it. Sweetness is perfectly balanced. It's just a playful experience. And Rocky Toony, you make 10 out of 10 recipes. Sorry, Mother, I'll have to call you back after the show. Wow. Oh, yeah. That's on my to-do list for this weekend. I need to make me a 60 ml bottle of this. Maybe even a 120 ml bottle of it, to be honest with you. That is hands down an awesome, awesome recipe. Rocky Toony gas cap. Made for Advocate for Liberty show. Look at this. Holy cow. I did not think that we were going to find a random recipe that we had already mixed up and I got to taste and finally evaluate and review. I'm going to rate this sucker right now. Holy cow. What an amazing recipe with apple as the dominant note and creamy vanilla. Man, I just can't type. And creamy vanilla mouthfeel. And then we have this delightful strawberry boxing it out. Combination of donut and sticky bun is perfect. Vape is neither. And it's both at the same time. Continuous. Curiosity. Love it. 5-star. Comment. 5-star. Damn, dude. You made a banger. Yeah, that's it right there. The only thing that would actually make that picture more accurate of what this actually vapes like is if the strawberry was a glazed strawberry. And you put the strawberry glaze on top of that baked apple, on top of that sticky donut muffin. Sticky donut bun. Nailed it, dude. Nailed it. Wow. All right, we tried that one. Now let's go back to our list and actually mix something else new up. Do we want orange apple, which is just, no, that's too much. 10% Fuji apple and 10% juicy orange. No, thank you. Way too much. No Oscar, no Oscar. Synth-Squeeze Mango. What do we got here? We got a whole bunch of stuff playing on there. Synth-Squeeze Mango. We have both city flavors mango, delicious. Mango pineapple passion from Flavora. Don't think I've ever used that one before. Ripe mango from Flavora. Ditto. TPA Sour. 0.6% Super Sweet. Capella's Sweet Mango. Flavorist Sweet Mango. And Tangerine. This looks very interesting. Sign me up, please. Yes, I'm definitely going to make some of this. And it's already set up as a 20 ml bottle. So all I need to do is change the... Make sure that that's 20. I'm going to make myself a 3. And my base is 100, not 250. So we'll save that. And we're going to mix this sucker up right now. Awesome. Give me a chance to use some of these Bull City flavorings. Clean up my tools before I go any further. You know, when I was younger, I never bothered to clean stuff up until, well, usually the next day or next week. Maybe not until the beginning of the next project. But, as you've gotten older, it's like, take the time while you're still working on this one so that the next time you have to do a project, it's going to be 100% easier to get started. When everything's in its place and it's easy to find, and it actually makes the whole project go faster next time. Oh, I need a vape. That's delicious. That really is delicious. I get it now. Why I keep seeing people on Facebook post about having to make another bottle of this recipe. Unreal. So let's start pulling flavors. We need mango from Bull City Flavors. That's probably the easiest one to grab because it's on the shelf right in front of me. Flavora. I need mango, pineapple, passion, and ripe mango and sweet mango. 3 mangoes from Flavora. There's sweet mango. I need ripe mango. And what was the third one? Mango, pineapple, passion. Bunch of new flavors to try today. All right, so moving on, we got Sweet Peach from SSA. We're starting to plow through that one. A lot of people have been using that in the recipes lately. TPA Sour. Gotcha. Super sweet, okay. Sweet mango from Capella. And tangerine TPA. I think I got a 120 ml bottle of that one. No, I have sweet tangerine from Capella at 120. So TPA tangerine. Only got a 10 ml bottle of that. All right, do we have everything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flavors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flavors plus sweetener. Cool. Just need a bottle and a scale. And we're off and running. Secret sauce, 0.62. Close enough. Bull City Flavors Mango. Yummy. 0.4. Oh, God, that smells so good. Just the drops coming out of the bottle. See? They're blowing the scale. One more. This literally smells like a glass of mango juice. Okay, pineapple. Where we at? Mango pineapple
Attention
passion.
everyone. According to Neil Pitts, mixed a cherry recipe last night, just tried, tested it, imagine vaping diesel fuel, that's what I get. That is all.
I know the feeling, dude. I tried to make me a cherry slushy, not that slushy, a cherry icy, you know, where you have shaved ice and you pour that cherry syrup over top of it, and ended up discovering cherry whiskey flavor. Okay, what is this? Mango pineapple passion fruit. Smells really good. Can't identify the flavoring. It's a very sweet floral, tropical odor. Pineapple, passion fruit, mango. But that would probably be a good one-shot flavor by itself. 0.24. The scale, sometimes you just got to blow on it to try and get the numbers to change. Very good, very good. Next, SSA Sweet Peach. Like I said, we've been plowing through this one. Oh, I know why, because she smells so wonderful. She smells like a freshly cut open juicy peach. It's gorgeous. 0.1. Next, ripe mango from Flavorist. My nose is starting to run. Doesn't like the smell. It kind of does. Smells like a whole cart full of mangoes that were overripe. They're not rotting yet. But they're definitely too soft to enjoy trying to eat it. That's what she smells like. All right, 0.2 of this. I got it right? Yeah, right. 0.2. Six, 7, 8 drops. And it still went over. Okay. TPA sour. .04, 1 drop. One drop. We'll get to the super sweet later. Sweet mango from Capella. I think it's time to order some more of this too. Not right away, but in the very near future. This is just your average mango smell. It's not 100% accurate. About 80% of the way there on the smell alone. But with, the right sweetener, tastes like a sweet mango. Not good enough to be used by itself. Probably got some ethyl maltol in there. That's why they call it a sweet mango instead of a regular mango. Okay, 0.13. Use this in a dozen different recipes at least. Very good. Flavorist Sweet Mango's next on the list. I think I just cracked that one open too. Wow, this is really, really subtle. It smells like a mango that's not quite fully ripe yet. Very clean. Almost kind of reminds me of iced tea in the summer, minus the lemon smell. Just some sun-brewed tea sitting on the thing. You bring that inside, and you get that fragrance off of there. Okay, Flavora Sweet Mango 0.16. One more. Because one of the drops went outside the bottle. Last but not least, we have TPA's Tangerine. Another new one. Oh yeah, that's definitely tangerine. Kind of smells like a box of those little tiny clementine oranges. Nice. 0.08. We got 2 drops. Three. There, got to it. Very nice. 0.08. Okay, now we need a little bit of sweetness. We have Pure Lim Super Sweet here. 0.13. Three drops. 4 drops. Perfect. Now we need 4 grams of PG. God, that smells gorgeous. It smells like a peach tea. Like a Turner's peach tea or a Turkey Hill peach tea. I know there's mango in there, but that's what I'm smelling. Wow. I think that's going to taste awesome. 17.6 of VG and we're done. Beautiful. Make sure the lid's closed. Give this thing a nice shake. is that gorgeous? That guava is really, 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 really pungent in there. It's a beautiful, like, guava smoothie. Mango smoothie, not guava. A mango sweet tea? Mango peach tea. Very nice. I gotta vape this. What do we got? Dripper. Don't know what I do with the belt stand. There she is. There are some really fantastic recipes out there. And yes, Neil, I will get to yours here shortly. And I didn't do a good job cleaning the cotton off of that one. I'm going to clean that cotton out of there before I dry burn this. Look at that. 0.18. See that stuff burning right off of there. These must have been the stock coils that came with it, because they're very malleable. Very bouncy and stringy. Awesome. All right, well, that's cool, and we'll take a look at that recipe. Let's scroll up through the list. There's the message. Apple straw grape. I am missing ingredients to make this. I'm missing the grape soda from TPA and the strawberry raw from VSO. But there's the recipe. Apple, strawberry, grape. Capella's double apple at 2, grape soda at 2.5, Capella's green apple at 2%, sour blurple berry candy from Wonder Flavors at 3, strawberry raw VSO at 0.5, super sweet at 0.5, and sweet strawberry at 3%. That looks very interesting. Yeah. That's surprising. I thought I ordered all the grapes that there were in existence on the planet whenever I was, vaping at us my all-day vape, trying to get stuff, grape flavors. Now, grape is not one of my, go-to ones. Matter of fact, the grape that gets sent to me or, I've been handed before, it's just like, let me find somebody else to take and vape this because I'm done with grape. It's not horrible. It's not that I can't vape it. It's just I don't enjoy it. I'd oversaturated my palate with that flavor profile. Very nice recipe. Okay, we need some cotton inside of this. I'm going to pull out the good old BP Mods cotton here.
Attention everyone. According to Neil Pitts, The first recipe was a mango orange strawberry. That is all.
Oh, I'll have to go back and look, because I went back. There's quite a bit of chat going on I missed out on. See if we can make do with that. How's that going to work out? Did I cut it too short? Might have to cut another piece? Maybe. Come on, get through there. You only got 1 more millimeters to go. Come on. Very nice. Now if I can pull this through the other side, it'll be an instant win. I doubt I'm going to be able to, though. Not without snipping this one off. I'll cut this one flush with the end. There'll be enough there to reach the bottom. There she is, sticking out the other side. Untwist. Snip. We'll drop her down. Cut the little straggler off. So Bruce always said you need to paint your wicks. Once you get them saturated, paint them down so you get the loose stragglers to join the rest of their friends. Awesome. Watch that heat just draw that liquid right in there. Perfect. All right. Index ring. Is there an index on there? There's a little one there and there's a little one there. All right. Need a little juice on the O-rings. There's the little tabby there. I like that. Find them all to throw this on. I have to grab another one. How about this one weighs so much I can't even tell if it's got a battery in it. Holy cow. Need a pair of pliers to take the battery cover off. That's crazy. I know they got an O-ring in there to make sure this is, watertight and all, but my goodness. Oh, look at that. That's tarnishing. brass on there. That's why it was having a hard time getting out. I'm going to have to clean this after the show. Get some Neverdol or some Scotch Brite and rub this surface down. So they silver plated the bottom of the battery cap. And perhaps they didn't clean it well enough. All right, that's good enough to get us through. But definitely going to need to address this. Or the next time I want to use this, I won't be able to. Because once that starts to oxidize and corrode like that, we got issues. This is the Vandy Vape Jackaroo. Those of you that don't know. Four little tiny holes in this dripper. Not enough wattage. We'll saturate that down nicely. Crank up the wattage. We're at 0.17. 55 ought to be all right. Maybe 60. It's delicious. I could have picked a better dripper that would give it a little more accurate flavor. That one, the Serpent. Those two holes are too limited for the airflow. They work because they're aimed directly at the center of your coils where they heat up the hottest. But it would help if there was another hole on either side of this to give you a little bit more airflow towards the bottom. It would also eliminate this restriction that is a little too lacking for my taste. But I mean, it worked for guy that came up with it. That's really good. It's kind of a sweet juice. The nuances aren't as clear as they were on the knuckle. But I like it. It's probably an 8 out of 10. The other one's a 10. We made. And maybe that'll grow to, 9 or 9.5 after I vape this a little while, because you saw a freshly dry burned coil. Delicious. Let me see if I can find that other recipe, Neil. Go back a little bit further. Mango orange straw. The second one.
Attention everyone. According to Neil Pitts, I have 3 recoils. I am going to get 2 more. Just love those RDAs. That is all.
They are fantastic. I love Team Single Coil. Got that sucker right here. I need some Slurricane. Drip that on there. Ironically enough, before I got Team Single Coil in, I've been evaluating this one for quite some time now, the original one, the original R3. And I took the dual coils out of there. I put a 3.5 millimeter single coil in there, and I was blown away by how much airflow that was in there. And I'm like, holy cow, this is actually a little bit more airflow than what I really would like to have. And then once I got Team Single Coil and I saw it came with a 3.5 millimeter coil and it has the reduced airflow, the snakebite airflow literally takes it a millimeter closer to the coil on both sides of it, then it was a 10 out of 10 for flavor. What? No, there's no new atomizer. Slurricane. Yes. Yes. Wow. Holy flavor. And it's got a nice coil crackle too. 75 watts. It's ohming out at 0.2 with the original single coil that comes in that thing. And that Slurricane shines inside of that. Grim Green knocked it out of the park with that design. This one was like, it's okay. I tried fiddling with a bunch of different things. I ended up finding my ideal setup on there. But I'm telling you, once I got Team Single Coil, it's like, that other one's going to end up sitting on a shelf. I really love that dripper. Matter of fact, I'm going to take the original one with the Republic, and that'll probably get put on the shelf and get brought out from time to time. But this R3, the green one, is going to end up being the rotation here for this channel for the Flavorist Diary. All right, so let's pop that down. Let's get this back in screen so you guys can see it. There's the recipe he submitted earlier. Mango orange strawberry. Green strawberry from Capella. Juicy orange. Mango Alfonso natural. Orange cream natural from Wonder Flavors. Sweet strawberry. And 0.5% super sweet. Total flavoring is 9%. I think there's only one ingredient missing. 2. Orange cream natural from Wonder Flavors and sweet strawberry from One on One. Awesome recipe. Looks fantastic. Gas cap. Yummy. It's weird going from mango to apple, though. There you go, folks. Beautiful and tasty treat. If you got the stuff, give this thing a try. Gas cap. Rocky Toony's gas cap. Awesome. Delicious. Holy sweetness. I bet that the sticky bun's going to get even better in this. But it is already a perfectly balanced donut and sticky bun. The apple's still the forefront flavor. It just bounces around. Wow. What an awesome show. And we hit the 2-hour mark, so it's time for us to say auf Wiedersehen, adieu, goodbye. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend out front. Go mix something amazing and go taste the beautiful flavors that keep us from ever going back to smoking cigarettes again. So my wish as always, folks, peace, love, and a hunky vape to end cigarette smoking. I'll be back Tuesday for the vlog. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you later. If I can find a button. The story of my life. Peace.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week again for a fresh round.